What's up, YouTube? This is MAGZ, and with the next Need for Speed nowhere in sight, I just wanted to sit here and just discuss what I think will happen with the next installment. I mean, obviously, I think we should all do that or at least who are fans of the series, because we all know how things went last time with Unbound, right? So that's the main goal of this video today. This is Need for Speed Most Wanted 2012, a Criterion game, and the car I'm using is the Lamborghini Gallardo LP570 Performante Spider. So there are rumors going around that the next Need for Speed is going to be a Most Wanted remake, fueled by, I believe, one of the actresses from the game all the way back in 2005. Now, there have been attempts in the past about making a sequel to Most Wanted. Like Undercover was originally called Most Wanted 2, and then obviously we have the Most Wanted 2012 remake. I myself, I really did enjoy the Most Wanted 2005 game. I think it was one of my first Need for Speeds that I ever played. I believe I picked it up right after Carbon, and I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed being chased by Heat Level 5 police, completing bounties, and taking down, Blackness racers. That stuff was just kind of cool, like it was so entertaining. Now, I will admit, recent entries like in the series haven't really hit the same. All right, let's start with 2019. Just as an example, we had Need for Speed Heat, which I thought was a really good game, incorporated all of the best aspects of Need for Speed. I mean, honestly, it was just a Need for Speed's greatest hits, to be honest with you. I did love the car list. The racing was tolerable. The police chases were alright, nothing to rave about. It did have the semi-pursuit tech from, games like Rivals and Hot Pursuit 2010. I did enjoy the physics for the most part, even though there were some clipping and some physics issues, like they've always have. So I'm not going to sit here and say that it was totally okay, but for what it was alright. It was alright. The story I thought was really good. Sort of reminded me of Undercover and Rivals in a way. And in fact, I would say it was better than the game that came after it, like Unbound. It was better than it. Even though it does run on 30 frames per second, it still was a okay game. I would say, however, with this new Need for Speed game, I do think we need to be realistic with ourselves. If you look at the past, games, you will notice that for every game that we've gotten, more and more features have been taken out. We've taken out being able to play as the cop. We've taken out game modes like Speed Trap, Lap Knockout. All those game modes that we enjoyed that were actually fully fledged race modes that have just been turned into collectibles, which, I mean, it's cool in a way, but it doesn't feel the same. It doesn't feel the same. And let's talk about the story. So, Need for Speed has never really, at least to me personally, ever needed to have a story, and the stories that they did have weren't that interesting to begin with. I know one of the only few stories that I actually enjoyed was Rivals, because it was different. The cutscenes were really well put together. I didn't think it had that much cringe dialogue. It wasn't it didn't use all this pop culture slang and all these just nonsense just added into it. I don't think Need for Speed going forward needs a story at all. It's a game where if it has good racing, I think it would just survive on its own. I think people will be more inclined to just like pick it up and play it. Like I've never seen or I've never heard people rave about a Need for Speed story at all. Like I feel like if they would just like cut the story and put those resources to elsewhere in the game, I feel like nobody would really notice. You know, like Most Wanted 2012. Let's take this game for example. Like for me personally, and I know for many others, like the multiplayer of this game was amazing. Like when it was new, when it was fresh, like multiplayer, like everybody without a doubt said that the multiplayer was fantastic. So that's another thing. Like I and many others like actually kind of nervous about, because I know in Need for Speed Unbound they neutered the multiplayer even more. Oh, if you compare Unbound to Heat, but that is a entirely different video that I want to get into, but not at this point. Now, overall, if I were to summarize, like, I guess my thoughts, I would say that it is a complete. I would say it will be a worse version of Unbound, because, like, if you honestly think about it, right, like, it's most likely going to have a cringe story. The physics aren't probably going to be fixed. Like you wouldn't see many changes to Unbound, many changes to the new game going forward. It will be more like a lateral changes, like life, quality of life updates, stuff that will make the game, I guess, easier to quote unquote live with. But you won't see any massive dramatic changes to it, like the way you saw massive dramatic changes to, I guess, Hot Pursuit to Rivals, 2015 to Payback. You wouldn't see that much, I don't think, anyways. Just looking at their track record, it's not something that I'm expecting. But if they just somehow make a better version of Unbound, I mean, I think I wouldn't be excited, but I mean, I would give it a try. It's not like I totally hate Unbound, but it's just like what Unbound is, like the lack of multiplayer, like the stupid AI, it's just, I don't think it wasn't perfect by no means at all, like, but it's not the worst thing. Instead of saying it's the worst thing ever, I'm just disappointed in it. And those are just my honest thoughts, So yeah, those are just honestly my initial thoughts. Like, I'm still trying to get back into the groove of doing longer commentaries. So with that being said, I look forward to seeing most of you guys just roast this video. But yeah, trying to get my initial thoughts out. Like, I'm not the greatest at it yet, so I'm just hoping that going forward, I will be able to, I guess, flesh out these ideas that I have more fluently, and less like, all over the place like I think this video is. But I guess to summarize this video, my expectations for this game is that it's going to be worse than Unbound. It's going to be worse, but because people are going to see the customization, the tuners, the cringe story. People are going to be raving about this for the first 2 weeks, and then they're going to realize this game sucks, like they did with Unbound, like they heavily did with Most Wanted 2012. Even though there were some good aspects about this, but people just did not give it a chance. So I don't think I have any hope for the next game, to be honest with you. Unless they really pulled off all the stops, just went all in on this, I don't see this game, being any good. And like the people who are gonna hype up this game, like they are the paid content creators, either through like the EA Partners Program, or you know, we have a large following on YouTube. I don't think the next game is going to be a success. I really don't. I really don't. Something tells me that they're going to mess this up so big, like, and you know, going back to this game, like I didn't think this game was that bad. Like overall, I didn't think that this game was, you know, deserves all the hate that it gets. But I mean, that's just me personally, you know, people like to hate on this game because of the name, but honestly, I don't see like what's so bad about this game. Yes, they did something different, right? But it's not that bad of a game. Like, if you compare this game to Unbound, right? Like, with all the physics glitching and like the stupid story, like just the heavy focus on today's like culture, like in the way people, like the dialogue is just so bad sometimes. Like, you know, like people who feel like people who, you know, want games from like the underground era, the Most Wanted era, like I don't think they understand how just cringe fest those games are. I don't think so. Like it's so, you know, I just don't think it would work in today's day, you know. Like, just taking a car and racing, I feel like that's what Need for Speed is. Like, it's not about, you know, seeing how bad you could turn out supercar, like for instance this Lamborghini, into an absolute abomination. Like that is crazy. That's not Need for Speed to me anyway. Like, ever since 2010, like Hot Pursuit, Most Wanted, Rivals, like those were the games that, you know, really got me back into the series. And even the Run to an extent. But, you know, it's just not doing it for me. Like, I don't care about customization. I feel like them putting more resources into that versus, you know, actually making a good game, I feel like that's taken away a lot from the game. That's taken away a lot of the other features we could add, you know, like again, like, you know, adding more cars, you know, fixing the physics, you know, but like nobody, like, the people, I see this all the time. The Need for Speed trailer comes out, let's say Heat comes out, you get to modify your car in every way possible you can, and the racing's just tolerable. Like, you don't really like the racing, you know, whatever. You don't really like the driving, but the customization is there. You know, what's the point of making this a racing game then, you know? But those are just my thoughts. You let me know what you guys think the next Need for Speed will be. You guys think it will be a, you know, an actual great Most Wanted, like in your eyes, or do you think they're gonna mess it up like always? Because, you know, that's what they always like to do, you know? Like, take a great idea and then just absolutely butcher it. But yeah, those are just my thoughts. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for listening through my rambling. I hope any of this made any sense, to be honest with you. I highly doubt it did, but you know, it was fun making this video. It was fun playing, revisiting Most Wanted 2012, and yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. You guys take it easy. Oh, and enjoy the rest of the video, you know. Let me know, what do you guys think about Most Wanted, the remake? And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Take it easy.